Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
So for the next 2 days, I will be talking about Guru Yoga and the practice of the Deity. At the time that you're listening to the Dharma, then let your mind be relaxed. Don't get all excited. And so, for instance, don't think that by receiving this teaching of the long Guru Yoga and the yidam practice, maybe I attain Buddhahood. Don't get excited.
After 2 or 3 days, become Buddha.
Yeah. That was English.
And then translate from English to English.
I think that, so don't have the exciting thought of maybe you will become enlightened in 2 or 3 days. And so in the state of being relaxed, then don't tie the mind up. Don't make it too tight and don't make it too loose.
Exciting
So this making it too tight is having this very excited thought of, I'm receiving Dharma teachings and being very excited about that. Or at the time of meditating, just to force yourself into this position and think, now I'm meditating, and then after a short period of time of holding the mind so tight, you're bound to fall into a state of torpor. At the time of listening to the Dharma, you don't have to meditate. If you do meditate during this time, that's okay. But the main thing is just to rest and listen to the words of the Dharma. If when listening to the Dharma, then you're not distracted and you're just thinking of the meaning of the Dharma, there's no other meditation that you need to replace that. So please stay comfortably and relaxed. If your legs hurt, just stretch them out, whatever you need to do.
먹을 때 좀 맞다는 거예요. 먹을 건. 먹을 건.
Oh, yeah. Mobile phone, yeah. Do without your cell phones. Yeah. If you have to go out to make a call, that's okay, but not in the room.
애들이 이제 다 풀려 잡았으나 잘했으나 풀려 잡았으니 아니 출을 쓰는 맛에 왔지. 네, 가만히나요. 삼백하세. 출 많이 기밥. 제자만 풀려 잡았어. 비용도
And then too loose means that if you just don't do anything and whatever happens, you just let your mind completely go without any kind of restraint. And just whatever you think of, whatever comes into your mind. So not listening to the Dharma, but just letting your mind wander off. This is the mind being too loose.
솔로하면은 대부용만 와서 솔로하면은 대부용만 와서 뒤에
So without the effort, then the fruit will not arise. And so therefore, in a state of being very relaxed, then listen carefully to the Dharma.
그러니까 담을 녀부터 가르쳐 버렸어요. 라바이는 담마다 담을 녀부터 가르쳐 버렸어요. 라바이는.
So if you should wonder, well, how do you achieve this not too tight, not too loose state of relaxation?
지라는 게 최고 되는 셀때 가서 초도니 최고 되는야 배선지 그 진네스 아니 가서 초도지 그래야 돼.
So just as much as you're able, listening to the Dharma, as much as you're able to gain that understanding of what you're listening to in a relaxed, easy state. This doesn't apply only to the Dharma, it also applies to all kinds of worldly activity.
연대장화, 로라나 연대장화는 가스도 자고. 저번에 나랑 토크 싸워요. 이나야 타지고. 그냥 사고도 지대에 자와이는 타지도 되지 고도. 타지도 되는 고는 무슨 초이 수능만이나. 레와도 또 초이 수능은 내가 야고 도토요. 내가 타지 도요.
So the same applies like in studying, in school, where you're training to develop qualities and so on. You, as much as you're able, you must apply yourself with diligence to study, but in a state of being relaxed. But in your endeavors, if you fall into the extreme of the hope and fear of thinking that you're hoping to achieve whatever your goal is, of your intention, and you're afraid that you won't achieve that goal, so you're oscillating between the hope and the fear, then this will interfere with all of your efforts. And especially in terms of the worldly activity, it's of the very nature of impermanence. Some do not. Some things can be accomplished, some things cannot be accomplished. And so, but if you have this incredible determination and tightness that whatever happens, I must achieve, I must accomplish this goal, then your work, your worldly work, becomes very uncomfortable, very difficult. So now, what must one do?
Lagi lawan aja. Kasih terus. Tunggu biar. Lawan jawab kali ini. Kasih terus. Naran tapsi yo. Naran ke. Betul. Matu juga jadi ini. Untuk ni suka.
So therefore, one must, as much as one is able, and strive to accomplish or to understand. But the whole thing of whether one accomplishes or does not accomplish, this is a whole other discussion. That's it. So this, whether something is achieved or not, one must understand that the efforts and the worldly work and so on, this is of the very nature of impermanence. Some things will be achieved as you desire and some things won't, but that's just the nature of things. And especially because, as the Buddha taught, that all things are arisen due to interdependence and due to the fruition of action, so due to cause and effect. So whatever occurs is due to one's own accumulation of karma. And because of this, no need to worry. However, don't give up. That's it. So therefore, as much as you can, do your work without worrying about whether you'll achieve or not. And in that state of not worrying, being relaxed, you achieve so much. So now I'll show you an example. This is a cup. Now I must take this cup. There's two ways I can do this, taking this cup. This is one way. This is one way. That's one way to take the cup. That's the other way to take the cup. Which is the best way? Is it the first way is better or the second way that's better? So, if one's mind is tied up with this concern of hope and fear, then it's possible to accomplish some things in this state of wrapped up in hope and fear, but it's very difficult. This is grasping. And thinking, I've got to drink that water. Before it gets to your mouth, you're bound to spill quite a lot. And just in relaxed, not worrying about the result, you can pick it up in a state of relaxation. And the water won't spill much. And the hand doesn't hurt. And so the two things have been accomplished. This is the same in your meditation practice. If you're thinking, I must meditate very good, I must attain relaxation, then it won't come very well.
openness.
If you do like that, then meditation is lost.
I need peace. xem đắm có nhiều người mà đó. Thế nên chú dạy nhưng sinh hoạt có nhiều sao.
So if you tie up the mind in this way, the meditation will not come very well. You sit like that for 3, 4, 5 hours, then you just will give up meditation altogether. Then there's being too loose. So these are the two, you may become too tight, maybe too loose. These are the two problems.
Openness, good meditation. That means too tight. Đấy, yang gia con. Tam bút nó có nhiều mà đấy. Thế nên có nhiều sao các bạn. Too loose sao.
Alright. And so then you tie up your mind like that, very tight, thinking I must meditate, I must have peace and so on. And then at a certain point you keep going like that, winding up your mind too tight, and then you just can't take it anymore, you give up, then you become too loose. So you must have the attitude of like, I will meditate, but and as much as I can I will meditate, but if it comes to be good meditation or it's bad meditation, no problem, I just do my best like that, thinking like that. Just relax. If meditation is good, let it be good. If it's not good meditation, let it be not good. If born in hell, no problem. Born in the Pure Land, no problem. Wherever I go, just let it go. Thinking I am meditating.
I try my best.
Oh, I try my best. So this is a little discussion on the mind not becoming too tight or too loose. And this concludes this brief discussion on tightness and looseness of the mind. So now the main body of the discussion of this Dharma is in two parts, is the Guru Yoga and the yidam practice. To begin with, I'm going to speak of the Laminajo, Guru Yoga. In the practice of Guru Yoga, there are two parts. And thus there are the two aspects of relying upon, the method of relying upon the ultimate truth, or the ultimate truth, and the relying upon the relative truth. And these can be differentiated by the method that is relying upon the ultimate. Then there is no appearance, there is no conceptualizing, and the method relying upon the relative, there is appearance and concept. So these two represent skillful means and wisdom. These are the two wings of the bird. The bird with two wings can fly, right? That's it. That's it. That's it. This is the way things are. That in the foundation there are the two aspects of the ultimate and the relative. And due to the foundation having its ultimate and relative aspect, therefore comes the skillful means and wisdom. And from that, therefore, comes the fruition of the two kayas, so the Dharmakaya and the form kaya. And so this is just the way things are. That's it. And so the way that or the nature of the foundation is these two of the relative and the absolute. I think absolute absolute truth and relative truth. So the absolute truth is that the nature is empty. Emptiness. Tombani. If one says empty, then this is not correct. It is emptiness, because emptiness implies the union of emptiness and appearance. And this emptiness does not mean nothing at all. But it is not produced, it is not really existing.
Empty,
That's it. That's it. And one may divide the word empty referring to the emptiness aspect, and the ness referring to the that everything appears. It is the union of emptiness and appearance. The union of clarity and emptiness. It's the same meaning. And the relative truth refers to how all things appear due to interdependence. It is cause and effect, the immediacy of results appearing from causes. So that impermanent interconnectedness of all things is the relative truth. So based upon this foundation, there are two paths. And so due to this, so these two aspects of the path are the wisdom and skillful means. And the wisdom aspect of the path is that which is relying principally on the ultimate, the absolute nature. And the skillful means is relying principally on the relative nature. So thus these two are like the two wings of the bird. If he just had one wing, then he couldn't fly, right? He'd go in a circle and fall down to the ground.
Nice song.
That's it. That's it. So just in the same way as the bird cannot fly with just one wing, if you only practice one aspect of this path, you can never achieve Buddhahood. If you don't unify the skillful means and the wisdom. The reason for this is because this is the nature of the foundation. And thus from that arises the two kayas. For one's own realization is the Dharmakaya that is completely free of any form, color, shape or anything. It's formless. And then for the benefit of others is the manifestation of the form kayas to perform whatever is beneficial for sentient beings. So thus, similarly, there are the two aspects of the Guru Yoga. So there is the relative Guru Yoga, relying upon appearance and on the relative, and then there is the absolute Guru Yoga without appearance or concept. I don't know which one I should describe first. Shall I do a little divination? I'm just joking. So in both of these, the relative and the absolute Guru Yoga, there is the beneficial friend to both of these is shamatha, is the calm abiding. And so to begin with, I'll describe a little of the calm abiding meditation. In this calm abiding meditation, there are two aspects: the points regarding the body and the points regarding the mind. And so this is because at this time we are actually in a state of bewilderment and bewildering appearances. So until we are purified of this complete bewilderment, then we have to rely upon the body and the support of the body and the mind to attain the Buddhahood. Again, I'm going to use the example of the cup.
Or maybe glasses.
Or maybe we should call it a glass. This has a very useful object. It's very useful because during the time of speaking of Dharma, it's good for examples. And when one is thirsty, it's very useful for drinking. The body is like this glass. And the mind is like the water in the glass. And that is how it is in the bewildered state that we're in. That's it. Control. Oh, that's it.
Control.
Oh. That's it. And so at the Dasona, So once all the bewilderment is completely purified, then no longer is the mind controlled by the body. So until one is free from all the bewilderment and delusion, then the mind must rely upon the body, and therefore the points of the body are important. That's it. And so, as is said in the secret mantrayana, then based upon the connection of, once the connection of the body is properly established, then realizations arise in the mind. That's it. And so, regarding the body, there are 7 points regarding the body posture. The first is to the legs in the Vajrasana, cross-legged position. If one is able to do the full Vajrasana, then this is very good. That's it. And if not, then generally just seated in the cross-legged position is okay. And if you have pains or problems in your knees or legs and so on, then it's okay to sit in a chair. And if you can't do that, it's okay to lay down. I'm joking again. The second point is the position of the hands. The hands should be relaxed. You may put the right on top of the left or the left on top of the right, whichever. But they must be very relaxed. You don't have to hold them forcefully. Some people, when they're meditating, they sit like that with their hands held tight. This you do not need. Just let them just rest relaxed. And if you can allow the 2 thumbs to touch, this is good. If they don't touch, that's okay. And if the hands become like hot or uncomfortable, sweaty or itchy or whatever, then it's okay to put them on the knees, rest them on the knees. That's it. And some people, their arms are not long enough to reach the knees, so they can sit like this. That's it. And the third point is to let the arms be thoroughly relaxed. And shoulder, arms, muscles in the biceps and so on. Don't hold them like that tight. And if you just have a little bit of space here under the armpit, then this is good. Some people are more robust than others, and so they might not have an empty space between the arm and here, but that's okay. Point is to let the arms be completely relaxed.
Not like this.
Not held down tight like that.
가르쳐줘도 씨발했어.
The most important is the fourth point.
가르치고 당무지 했어.
Is the spine being straight.
엔데스 돼요.
Don't let it slump like that. You fall asleep.
그냥 얼마나 자고 찍어서 엔데스 와이는 아이 잡으러 도요.
But if you force it up so straight like that way and try to bend it the other way, then you tend to fall over backwards, and this will not be good.
이제 태강
So-
때까지.
It should just be perfectly straight.
잡으려 때 들려 영어를 때 되게
Like a little bit like forward or back. If it comes that way, that's okay.
된다. 날 루주시에서
I have one story to tell you.
이마지 같이로라 참점도 링가지 나라. 매직 검잡도.
One day I went out into the garden and there was a man meditating.
된지도.
He was moving around just like that.
근데 코랑 안 통서. 야, 저랑 남바도 잡아야 돼서.
And he saw me and he said, "Ah, are you a Buddhist monk?"
나 남바 잡아야 돼.
I said, "Yes, I'm a Buddhist monk."
아, 근데 저랑 검잡고 있지.
So he said, "Oh, so therefore you must meditate."
검잡고 있어.
And I said, "Yes, we meditate."
저랑 검잡도 깔래 가지고 있어.
And he asked me, "When you meditate, is it difficult?"
깔래 가는 거.
I said, "No, it's not difficult."
나라 깔래지도.
Quran. And he said, "Oh, I have one difficulty.
가르치는 르그 깔래지도.
I have a difficulty with my body."
가르치나 나 검잡도 가디나. 근데 저 뜻대 깔래도.
And so, because when I meditate, I have to go like this. This is very difficult for me.
해걸 나와요. 저한테 가르치지 봐요. 인스라.
So then I asked him, why do you have to do this? Why do you do this?
템남들의 지도.
He said, because it was written this way in a book.
저라는 개개인이어서 개개인에서 그 템남 따위.
I said, do you have were you taught this? He said, no, I didn't have a teacher, but I read about it in a book.
템남은 가르라고 생각 좀 해요.
And I said, well, what did it say in the book?
그거 쇼바나는 제거돼요.
I said, okay.
그거 쇼바나.
I said, 자꾸 가서 그러려. Vulture.
그거 쇼바나.
Yeah. And it said that one's arms should be like the wings of a vulture. This was what it was written in the book. So he's saying, I'm doing like the wings of a vulture. And then I explained to him, no, you don't have to flap them like that. The meaning of let the arms be like the wings of a vulture is just that there's a little space and that the arms are sort of relaxed a little bit out from the torso. And he was very happy. So don't have a lot of hope and fear, or don't worry about what you have to do with assuming this body position according to what you read in books and so on. The fifth point is to do with the neck. And so the throat or the neck should be not thrown forward, not leaning back or left or right, just straight. Some pull their chin in like that. Some lean their heads back with their mouth open. Some lean their heads off to one side or the other side. So not like that, but straight with a little bit just hooked down the chin. Like my head, like my face. Don't pull your chin in like that. No? Just let it be like the weight of the head is resting on the neck. So it should be relaxed. Not held tight like that.
Not like rubber. Not like rubber.
Not like rubber? Robot. Oh, not like a robot. Yeah. So just resting the weight of the head on the neck, that it's able just to move from left to right. It has that. It's free to move, but it's just resting with its own weight. The sixth point is the mouth. And so the mouth doesn't have to be forcibly held open or held clamped shut, just at ease, at rest. A little bit the lips parted. Just like I'm holding my mouth now, so that the teeth, the lips and the teeth are just not quite touching. And it's fine to breathe through the mouth or through the nose, or both through the mouth and nose. And the seventh point is the eyes. And the eyes must be relaxed. Just however they are normally in a relaxed position. Don't stare your eyes open. Or hold them shut, or hold them wide open. You don't have to do that. But you can keep the eyes closed. Blum? Oh, blink. Blink. Yeah. It's okay to blink. There are three methods of looking with the eyes. One method is just where the gaze of the eyes is forward and just forward and down a little bit. Yeah. And the second is the gaze is going straight forward. And the third is the gaze pointing upwards. Not very high upwards. There's very little difference, like a little bit up or a little bit down, but there's this upward gaze. Doesn't matter. Yeah. Don't be thinking, is it okay to look like this or like that? Or don't worry about how it should be. So it's not, doesn't matter. So therefore, just one may say that there are three approximate alignments of the gaze of the eyes. So for the beginner, then it may be easier for the beginner to meditate with the eyes closed. And for the shine, for the calm abiding practice. But for the practice of the vipassana, or the profound insight, then it's better that the eyes are open. And once one has understood well the nature of the calm abiding practice, then even in that calm abiding practice, it is better to have the eyes open. And if the eyes are open, then the aspect of the clarity increases. And one has less clinging and fixation on experience. If one keeps one's eyes closed, all kinds of experiences do arise. And so then, with one's eyes closed, then you fixate and grasp at those different experiences. And whether experiences come or not, it's not important. What's important is the realization. The realization does not decrease or vanish, but these experiences come and go. And regarding this position of the eyes, of the direction of the gaze, then it's okay to change that position. So, like for instance, for a few days or a few hours or whatever, how many sessions you have the gaze pointing down, and then you change, and then next few days you have the gaze straight out, and then after a while the gaze going upwards a little bit. So it's good to change. And this because if you hold the gaze in one position for a long time, then it gets boring. It gets boring. Therefore, you should change. So when you hold the gaze in one direction, to begin with it's very fresh, and after a while it becomes kind of boring, and so at that point you change the gaze and look up, and then again it's fresh. So this concludes the description of the points of the bodily posture. Wrinkles, yeah. That's it. And so with so with the body posture like this, then the channels are straight. And the channels are straight, the wind is straight. And the wisdom wind, wisdom awareness wind is developed and increases. And one doesn't age so much, doesn't get so many wrinkles. Yeah, this is very good, yes? You don't have to spend a lot of money on your beauticians. So now altogether we're going to assume these 7 points, and together we will meditate.
No meditation.
No meditation. No, only assuming the posture.
수르르 됐어.
Let the body be relaxed.
뽕바다 깡박만 르르.
So the legs and the arms all nice and relaxed.
셈바양 르르.
And let the mind be relaxed also.
셈는 믹설 가능 삼고 말했어.
That's it. Don't you have to think of anything particular of the mind, just let it be relaxed.
그냥 검자고 말했어.
Don't have to meditate,
눈에 찍고 진대.
just staying in the bodily posture, that's all.
relaxed.
Relaxed. And that's so we stay like that. Just let the mind be relaxed. No meditating. That's it. Finished. So what happened to you? Are you relaxed? So if you were relaxed, put up your hand. Raise your hand. Some people only put the hand halfway up. I'm just joking. Yeah.
gom dagaran res.
Oh.
The gom res.
That's meditation. That's all it is.
Let have to ask.
It's easy, right?
Gom dag mares.
You don't have to meditate.
Yes.
Just stay relaxed.
Magom ban gom chos.
This is the supreme, best meditation of non-meditation.
Meditation.
Yeah, you don't have to think anything about meditation, desiring it. So whatever occurs, just rest, relaxed. So for the beginner, this won't come for very long. You won't be able to last like this very long. Just a little bit, short period of time.
Second,
For 4 or 5 seconds. Seconds, 1 or 2 seconds. Sometimes like 30 seconds. If one can sit like that, relax for 1 minute, that's fantastic. For 5 minutes, that's really wonderful. Don't think, I've got to meditate, got to do this for a long time. I need it for a long time. Just a short period is good. For instance, if there was an empty vessel here in front, and from the roof there was a dripping leak. Yeah, dripping. So at the end, what would we have after a while? Yeah, gangere. It's just like that, our meditation. So just a brief period each time, like a little bit brief period, then this will increase. So short time, but many times, for a short period, there's 2 benefits. And so the first benefit of this is because it's for a short period, then the discomfort of meditating, which is not the aspect of meditation, but the discomfort such as agitation, frustration, and torpor, like drowsiness and so on, these don't have a chance to arise. And the second benefit is that there'll be great increasing improvement in the practice. And so it is very quickly increasing. So just like drops falling into a vessel and filling it up. So now we take a break for 10 minutes. So, in this Guru Yoga, then there's these 2 aspects of the absolute and relative Guru Yoga. And the absolute Guru Yoga, in that there is the enlightened mind of the Guru and one's own mind and the mind of all sentient beings are inseparable.
띠인들 가르스나 나랑 뭐다 상징 뭐 선전 탐정 뭐 해버려 뭐라고.
Because one's own essence, essential nature, and the essence nature of all sentient beings, and the essence nature of the Buddha, there is no difference.
그 가상 원가를 시에밖에 셀 뭐다 지래.
Sergi mo.
셀이 유네 셀이 뭐다.
Sergi mo.
너지
And so, just as I explained yesterday in the empowerment, then just like the essence of the diamond, we spoke of that. And as we realized yesterday, there's no difference in the diamond that is buried for a long time in the mud or the diamond that is washed clean and placed upon the shrine. In essence, there is no difference. And however, there is the difference in the actualization of the various qualities. Therefore, just like the diamond, when it is buried in the mud, its qualities do not shine and manifest forth. When the diamond is cleaned and placed on the shrine, then its qualities radiate out. And so the principal element of our practice is based upon this foundation of the Buddha nature, the Tathagata Garbha. So if milk did not have the propensity to become yogurt, then whatever you did to that milk, you could never make it yogurt. But because the milk has it's the nature of the milk to have this propensity of becoming yogurt, therefore by adding the culture, it becomes yogurt. And so because we have this Buddha nature, this Tathagata Garbha, then we are able to attain Buddhahood. And so in practicing according to this Buddha nature, then there are the two methods. Of the absolute and the relative. And so how is this relative aspect of the practice? Then this is by the relative love and compassion and the relative devotion, faith, and so on. Why is this called relative? It's because in this cultivation of compassion, then there is the object of the compassion, which is all sentient beings, and the one that is experiencing the compassion oneself, and the action of engendering great compassion for sentient beings. So therefore it is relative. And then it's relative also because in the devotion, then there is the Lama. One thinks of the root Lama up there, and oneself here, and the action of developing the devotion to the Lama. Therefore, this is relative. And so it is relative, and it is basically delusion. But it is very good delusion. It's a very beneficial delusion. So because we have not become freed from all delusion, therefore illusion, or free from all illusion, then we must rely upon illusion until we are completely free from illusion. So there's two aspects to illusion. There's the good illusion and bad illusion. So if one is able to make very good use of this good illusion, then with it one can destroy all illusion. Just like the peacock, when it eats poison, then eating that poison, its colors become more brilliant, and so it becomes more glorious, and it is like this. As another example, so imagine two Xingyi. So, for instance, you take two fire sticks, as we have in Tibet, and rub these two sticks together. And from rubbing them together, it makes fire, and that fire will ignite those two sticks. So by applying the method of the relative method and bringing it together with the absolute truth, then this relative method becomes the method to become free from all the relative illusion. And based upon this, within you will arise the non-conceptual compassion and the non-conceptual devotion. And so this non-conceptual compassion and non-conceptual devotion arises from conceptual compassion and conceptual devotion. And so based upon this conceptual compassion and conceptual devotion appears the non-conceptual compassion and devotion, bringing on the recognition of the absolute truth. And without the absolute truth, then one cannot experience the non-conceptual compassion and non-conceptual devotion. So I have explained a little bit the point of how one needs to have the relative and the absolute. So regarding this Guru Yoga, why is it that we need Guru Yoga? So regarding this Lama, then in Tibet there was the three levels of the yanas, that is the Hinayana, the Mahayana, and the secret Mantrayana.
미야고 미상고 ene labasun debaji dende mato lama chanju sama papa lama sanjel sama tam buyo mai de ende lama de membaji naran de nebaji lami dama nega dende sama tam tiyo mato lama temengala mangusam.
So, in the context of the Hinayana, then the Lama is like a guide. Or the Lama, which is the same as the word for Guru, then the Lama is like the guide or the spiritual friend, and is the one from whom one receives the precepts and so on. So it's like a spiritual friend or a guide. And also maybe thought of as like a doctor. And the teachings is like the medicine, and one regards oneself as like a sick person that needs the medicine of the physician. So one's attitude towards the Lama in the context of the Hinayana, one doesn't have to think much about thinking of him as the great Arya Bodhisattva or one doesn't go any further than simply the relation of the spiritual friend.
네, 전주선거 갑라. 기생 전주선거. 그러니까 라마들 전주선거 파바더지. 에너지를 쌓는 땅에 주시오요.
And then in the context of the Mahayana, then one must think of the Lama as being like the supreme bodhisattva. And so with that thought of one is receiving the teachings from supreme bodhisattva, then one practices and listens.
네, 상아 로지테비 갑라. 라마데 상지도 오직 상도타니 알아서
And in the context of the secret Mantrayana, then one regards the Lama as just like the Buddha, and with that thought of the Lama as the Buddha, one practices. And this is why in the secret Mantrayana, this Guru Yoga, which we from now on will call Laminaljor, I want to use the Tibetan words instead of the Sanskrit. So Laminaljor is very important. Okay. And better. Oh yeah. So what I'm going to explain now is the Laminaljor. And so what is it? What does it pertain to? This Laminaljor, it pertains to the secret Mantrayana. And so in the secret Mantrayana, then the Laminaljor is said to be extremely important. And so why is this? So basically, as described, all things arise from interdependent conditions. And so, thus, one, in order to, because all depends on interdependent conditions, then based upon that, one receives the blessing and attains Buddhahood. It isn't that somehow we make the Buddha happy and then the Buddha gives us the blessings, or that we can just sort of go and get it like that. It is receiving that blessing is based upon interdependent conditions.
닝제 누구도 닝제니보다 타고 쏘래.
That's it. And so in this, then there are, in this method of the skillful means, there are two aspects to skillful means. And the first is the aspect of beneficial to others, like altruistic intention, compassion and so on, benefiting others, and the development of devotion. So these are the two aspects that form what is skillful means. And so this Laminaljo, its focus is devotion. And so what is the quality of devotion? Based upon devotion, then one is able to recognize one's own true nature. And so, in the absolute sense, then, ultimate sense, then, through this devotion, one recognizes one's own nature. And in the relative sense, then, the devotion helps to prevent obstacles, to help one be guided on the path, and so on. And so this, all the nature of all things, the individual does not recognize, does not know, and therefore relies upon the Buddha is the one that knows, that recognizes all, that is completely aware, has total omniscience. And so the individual, the self, that relies upon the one that doesn't know all, relies upon the one that knows all, and then becomes equal to the one that knows all. How is this? It's because of the interdependence. So thus we must receive the blessings of the Buddha. So what is the method for receiving the blessings of the Buddha? What interdependence can we rely upon to receive that blessings of the Buddha? And so this relying upon the skillful means and wisdom, then we must rely upon cause and effect. Sure. So in order to have the complete interdependence, one must have complete cause and effect, all the causes and to have the effect. So in order to have all the causes accumulated, what is it? How can we make that connection to the Buddha? We must make that connection to the Buddha. That's it. And based upon that connection, then the blessings we will receive the blessings. So this connection is very important. There is, in terms of connection, there is good and bad aspects of connection.
절반 상부면 절반 넘겨봤다면 이거냐. and ping.
So even if one's connection is a bad connection, that's still beneficial.
공부는 라 까라면 주가 주인도지.
주인도지.
공부를 해봐래.
공부. 맞아.
배우는 거지.
맞아.
근데 장난은 저거 배우고 네가.
맞아.
까라면 저거.
맞아.
공부 하나도 쉬쉬쉬어라. 뒤져요 말해.
맞아.
아니 준을 longe 피해 빼상도.
맞아.
아무도 다 가르치고 있어. 먼저 까는 거를 제거하고. 일단 면박 제거하고. 먼저 까는 걸 던져.
야.
던져 탁 탈아버. 안돼 이게 그런 걸 내가 야고 좀 말해.
야.
면비 제거 좀 알아.
맞아. 어디?
제가 내가네. 제가 이거 야기요. 면비 제거 지도.
맞아. 맞아. the Kamapa Chupate. And so, for instance, once the 10th Karmapa, Chuyin Dorje, had to traverse very quickly through one area called Kongpo, and going to China, going to China. And at that time, the people of the area that he went through in Kongpo had nothing really to offer and wanted to make a connection, but they had nothing to offer. So rather than have no connection, they made the connection by throwing rocks at him. Zambu? So if one is able to make a very good connection, it's even better than making a bad connection. But making a bad connection is better than making no connection. So how do we make the connection with the Buddha? It's so difficult, yeah? So we cannot see the Buddha, we cannot hear the Buddha, we cannot hear his speech. No. So maybe if we shoot the Buddha with a gun, or maybe we shoot an atom bomb at the Buddha. I'm just joking. So we experience appearance. This appearance that we experience is our own projection of our own illusion, our own projected illusion experience. And so because the oh yeah. That's right. And so because this projected illusion of appearance is our own projection, it is impure in its nature, then once the enlightened activity of the Buddha or the Padmasambhava, for instance, have completed their life's work to train beings within our realm. Once that is over, then we cannot see that wisdom form of the Buddha. It's imperceptible to us because all we see is our own projected impure illusion. However, the Buddha and the Bodhisattvas are very skillful at method.
콘남밖에 나랑도 선진들은 뚫었지. 까마봐. 라고 이메이나 프랑스 변화 상계에 얘네 지금 남발라 나랑도 nan시 깨와 나와 가와 시와 다 된대 말아বে 남바지 때마이나 대모스 통구야 대모스 송퇴토야 된들이 랑 라마를 뚫었나 말이야.
And so how is it that the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas may perform with great skillful method? So in this time of the degenerate time, then the enlightened ones can manifest for the benefit of beings. For instance, like the Kamapa that appears in the world and it experiences the impure condition of worldly existence, experiences birth, old age, sickness and death in order to manifest for the benefit of beings. And all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas bless this in order to benefit beings. Thus, we are able to see with our own eyes and hear the speech with our own ears. That's it. And so because of that, then we are able to make this connection. If we can make this connection by seeing with our own eyes and hearing and listening to the Dharma with our own ears, then we make this a very good connection. And so what is the best kind of connection? It is the empowerment, the instructions and the literary authority known as the lung.
Need Tanti Penna Tatela Tene Manzanian Savina and Aranzo Sanji.
And so based upon this, if one is able to practice, then we can attain Buddhahood.
That's not vegetable nama. Or that the Jerva Kana Lama.
So thus, as I explained, so how does this connection arise? It comes based upon the Lama. Now I'm going to give you another example. So the sun appears in the sky, yes? And the sunlight from the sun covers the whole of California. Buddha's compassion and blessing is just like the sun. So just suppose you wanted to burn a piece of paper. And so if you just hold this piece of paper up in the sun, it's very difficult to set fire to it just holding it to the sunlight. This is a metaphor for our own obscurations, defilements within our own mind stream. So what method should we employ? So what method is there to make this paper burn with the sunlight? And so you got it. So just by putting the magnifying glass, then the sunlight streams through and focuses the beam and causes the paper to catch fire. In this metaphor, the magnifying glass is the Lama. And so we can make this connection with the Lama. We can actually see and listen and receive the threefold aspects of the teachings of empowerment, instructions and lung. and we're able to make this connection, therefore we make the connection with Buddha. So what is the what is the root? What is it basically dependent upon? What is the root of this? Of what this connection is dependent upon? It is dependent upon devotion. So on the side of the Lama, then it must be a Lama with the qualities and the unbroken lineage and all of the qualities and realizations and so on. Like it cannot be a false, pretend Lama. And on our side, then what we must have is faith and devotion. And so this devotion must come from knowing the reasons, yeah. From knowing the reasons, then the devotion must arise. So what reasons must one understand? In the secret Mantrayana, there are two reasons. And so from that the Lama in essence is the same as the Buddha, and based upon the kindness of the Lama. These are the two. And there are two reasons why the Lama is the same as the Buddha. There is the absolute reason and the relative reason. So in the relative reason why the Lama is the same as the Buddha, then it is as I described. The Buddha, Shakyamuni, is right in front of us, but we cannot see. The Dojichan, Vajradhara, is right in front, but we cannot see because of our illusions. And so therefore, as I described, then the Lama appears with all the blessings of the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, appears before us and experiences birth, old age, sickness and death, eats, drinks, sleeps, does everything just like we do. Therefore we're able to see. So this is the relative reason. And in the absolute sense, then the Lama has this Tathagata Garbha. And this Tathagata Garbha is, in essence, is the same as the Buddha. And so therefore, in the absolute sense, the Lama is really the Buddha. Because of the Tathagata Garbha. However, Loma Ducharis. But the student is very bad. The Lama is the Buddha. But the student is demon. I'm joking. The Lama is the Buddha.
But the student is the Buddha.
True.
It's true. Yeah.
Buddha true.
Yeah.
Rang yang senje loma yang sanjeres.
That's it. Tishabayin.
Jadi yang itu jumlah kan loma yang dia harus punya mulia.
And the reason for this is the student also has this Buddha nature, Tathagata Gata.
Then lama sanjer lah, thong nasi, lama kurang yang sanjer yang bertolak, kan? Tanda lemon nanjur ang tahu cakap.
And so just in the way that if, as one sees that the Lama is the Buddha, if the student is able to see that he himself or she herself is the Buddha, then that recognition of one's own Buddha nature is the absolute Laminaljo. And this is the Lama and the student, the mind combining as one, or mixing, the mind mixing of the Lama and the student as one. So I've spoken the point that the Lama is identical to the Buddha. Now, regarding the second point of the kindness of the Lama. And so, regarding the kindness of the Lama, then, for instance, Vajradhara is wonderful, the Buddha Shakyamuni is fantastic, but who is it that we've been able to see and actually make contact with? So in this life, the one who's appeared to us is the Lama. So just suppose you were able to encounter Doji Chang or Kuntazangpo, Samantabhadra in person, actually meet in person Samantabhadra. What is it that he could give you beyond giving you the pointing out instructions of that which will enable you to attain Buddhahood in this very lifetime? He cannot give you anything other than that. And the Buddha, just like throwing rocks upwards, he can't get sentient beings and throw them up into the Pure Lands. This is because it's dependent upon the action of the individual, of the being, the karma. And so, because of this, then if I wish to attain the complete liberation, then I must practice the path to liberation. If I do not practice the path to liberation, then the Buddha cannot give it to me. And so, thus, this pointing out instruction for attaining enlightenment in this very body, in this very lifetime, it's the Lama gives that to you. That's why in the secret Mantrayana, the Lama is considered to be more kind to you than all the Buddhas.
And so this is the reason why one must rely upon the Lama and practice the Laminaljo. So that concludes that. Now it's time to eat.
Time is too permanent.